Hello YouTube. This is a video tutorial on how to install the firmware on our iDeaTV. We're going to send you a link. With that link, you'll double click. This will take you to the internet and to a folder to download. You see here where it says official or the iDeaTV official firmware. You click on that file and it brings up what's inside of this file. This is going to be a zip file with two other files inside. You have your release driver assistant and you have your official IdeaUSA firmware image. You want to click download, and it's just a warning that it cannot scan for viruses, likely due to the size. So what you want to do is download anyway. Anytime you download anything from the internet, once you've downloaded it to your device, it's a good idea to run virus scan. You want to check for virus, spyware, and malware. I already have it downloaded to this device, so I'm going to skip that portion, but you would click the download anyway. Next, this is going to take us to the actual downloaded file. The downloaded file you want to extract or unzip to another folder. It's easiest to just do it to your desktop. For the purpose of this video, I've already done it and it's here. This is what the file looks like once you've actually downloaded it. It contains your driver assistant. This may be very difficult to do the very first time, but what you want to do is plug in your device to set it up. In order to do that, you're going to need the actual software. The software version you want to use is the RK Batch Tool version 1.7. Now for the purpose of this video, I will be using 1.5. This is what your tool should look like. So you want to double click and allow it to run. Again, here you notice it says version 1.5, but you want version 1.7. One of the toughest things to do in this process is going to be to connect the device to your computer. This is for a couple of reasons. If you have someone who can help you, it would make the process much easier. I've done it a few times, so I kind of have a little bit of a method that I like to use. I plug in the micro USB. You want to use the side connector port, not the one on the top. Not sure if you can see that, but there's another here. We're not going to use that one because we don't want it to have enough power for this. The side port will allow us to actually install the firmware. There is an actual little bitty hole on the side, also the same side as the micro SD slot. What you want to do is with a paper clip or a very small tool that will fit in there, you want to press and hold. There's a button, you can feel it inside. Press and hold that button. At the same time, you want to insert your micro USB. The way you know you got it is because you'll get the green block lit up. Now that we know what we have, you're going to also need to open the other file that you've already unzipped to your desktop. So you'll click this firmware information and it brings up the software. Navigate to where you downloaded and saved it on your computer. In my case, it's on the desktop. and you want to select the actual official RBox working APK. You say OK, and this now loads the firmware into the software to install it. The next step is just to hit restore. As long as you have the green block lit up, you hit restore, and you'll notice that the device goes through formatting the actual chipset inside, and it gives you a percentage readout. It will then actually begin to download the firmware to the device and install it. And at the very end, it will also do a check of the firmware to be sure there's no corruption that can be found. This is also done with a percentage readout, so you'll know at the very end once you're all done. I'm going to pause the video. Okay, this process does take a few minutes. You'll notice that it just finished with installing, and now it's checking the firmware, and it also gives you a percentage readout for that. This is normally fairly quick. Okay, this process is finishing up of checking the firmware. It takes about a minute or so. And now you'll see you have restore done, and it's successful is 1, failed is 0. That's pretty much what you want to see. Once you have that, you can now disconnect your iDeaTV and take it to your television and plug it up. It should be noted that the very first time you run this install or setup on the device, it takes a considerable amount of time, approximately 10 to 15 minutes. So you might see it stuck at the RBox for quite some time the very first time around. This is normal, so don't panic. It will eventually go to your desktop. It may even flicker once prior to going to the actual home screen desktop. I hope this information was helpful, and have a great day.